Elon Musk's new SpaceX Moonbase model, coming in 2024. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Lux Spot. By 2024, SpaceX and NASA will have built a new moonbase. Hello there astronauts, welcome. Today, we'll take a brief break from Moon to learn about a strategy that will lead Moon to triumph in the future. Let's get into the video. Given that the bottom of the Moon was touched in 1961, it's been a long time since we believe people had stepped foot on the Moon, a goal shared by many countries. In and of itself, NASA's Apollo challenge in the 1960s was a watershed moment. It is nearly definite, as you have confirmed. Isn't it funny that the generation is rising by the day, yet they aren't even considering sending humans back to the Moon? Instead, NASA and SpaceX collaborate to colonize Moon in early 2024, even though the human species is no longer the best option. Twin sisters of Apollo, Artemis, named after the Greek goddess and Apollo's twin sisters, is a NASA command designed to return humans to the Moon's surface and celebrate Apollo's challenge. It isn't an easy assignment, but it isn't nearly as difficult as in the 1960s when the generation was inherently better. Then people fared well and some perished as a result of Moon's persecution. On the other hand, people are no longer willing to commit to the idea of building an atmosphere in Moon. This has been true for the past decade since people can spend time on the Moon's surface. The software has a base camp at the bottom of the Moon and is approaching triumph. Artemis software in particular has several important objectives. First, launching a manned mission to the Moon to create an eternal human presence on the lunar surface. Second, the extension of agreements around the Moon's south pole is the Artemis Base Camp Challenge subject. This base colony is intended to support subsequent missions in the deep, and it may be the most critical location for NASA and SpaceX to support their Mars missions. In SpaceX, there is a rivalry. NASA has given SpaceX a $2.9 billion contract to develop and build a spaceship model. With Elon's brilliance and forethought, SpaceX's flagship rocket is intended to send humans to Mars. It was updated and extended so that it could land on the Moon. The difference between the well-known spacecraft and the HLS spacecraft is the removal of heat shields and air brakes. The HLS is intended to take off from the bottom of the Moon thanks to unique propulsion. This is because when Moon is grounded, it no longer has a high-temperature environment. The journey ahead Artemis is a work of fiction that imagines NASA's demise as a catalyst for centuries of innovation and modernization that will allow them to lay foot on Mars one day. A permanent infrastructure will be created and a base camp that will serve as a stop for more extended travels. This is only one set of achievements used to demonstrate what is possible beyond the bounds. The first SpaceX HLS Super Heavy booster launch from Earth is anticipated to circle the Moon in roughly 3 days. Then, while in orbit, wait for NASA's SLS Orion, which has 4 astronauts to deliver a set of astronauts from Earth. The HLS, developed by SpaceX, must serve as an intermediate, making it simple to return personnel from orbit to the lunar surface and occasionally back again. The HLS will dock with NASA's Orion or Lunar Gateway area stations in rotation to keep astronauts on the lunar surface before landing. 2 astronauts are reported to remain at the Moon's entrance, while the other lands in a gravity well with the spaceship HLS. This is a considerable effort that lasts virtually every week and involves many tests on the ground. So to investigate, straighten up. After a week, the crew unwinds and reunites at the orbital gate. According to NASA's building guidelines, the base camp will lie near Moon's Antarctic Shackleton crater, filled with dark, frozen water, virtually shaded and uncovered until nightfall. It should fit. It's an ideal basis and Elon is interested in it as well. This site is ideal with watermarks, enough sunshine to keep the PV system working, and pretty extreme temps. The camp itself may serve as an astronaut shelter, and everything self-contained is a worry for astronauts. NASA has already chosen SpaceX to be the first American to land on the Moon. Humans can be dispatched to uncover further information from the Moon and its soil using NASA's Artemis program. We'll get it to you safely. One of these astronauts holds the distinction of becoming the first woman to set foot on the Moon. The Artemis program also seeks to determine who is the protagonist of the hue of the Moon's bottom. 4 people can be released from the Orion ship and travel into lunar orbit using NASA's Space Launch System rocket for many days. The SpaceX Human Landing System and number 40 HLS and number 41 is available to group contributors for the adventure's last trek to the bottom of the Moon. They board a lander for a brief trip into orbit after practically every week of exploring the ground and meeting Orion and his colleagues before returning to Earth. There is a $2.89 billion universal fee for a fixed-price agreement, primarily dependent on milestones. With this award, NASA and its partners will make the first crew-based demonstration mission to the Moon's far side in the 21st century, says Kathy Reuters, NASA's Human Exploration and Operations Mission Partner Administrator. That's all. Stay tuned for more.